In some establishments yesterday morning, the quotation had jumped to 14 points. The heavy margin by which the Bears became favored aroused suspicion of a possible fix. And the way the odds were vacillating, the culprits were expected to be in the Giants' camp. The New York crime squad immediately went to work. After a hurried initial investigation that turned up the name of Alvin Paris as the gambler involved, a meeting was called in the mayor's office late Saturday afternoon. At the meeting with the mayor and the police involved were NFL Commissioner Bert Bell, Tim Mara, founder of the Giants football dynasty, and his sons Wellington and Jack, who was president of the club. Also present was John J. Bennett, Giants chief counsel. It soon became obvious that two of the Giants players were under suspicion. Both were starters in the backfield, quarterback Frank Filchock and fullback Merle Hapes. The mayor, visibly upset, took complete charge. After dinner, the conferees returned to City Hall, then adjourned to Gracie Mansion. Filchock, who was in the city to take part in a radio broadcast Saturday night at which he was to have received a Most Valuable Player award, was summoned to the mansion. Hapes was brought down from the Bear Mountain camp of the Giants. The mayor talked with Filchock, 190-pound star from Indiana who is 29 years old and in his first year with the Giants, like a father to a son, according to a first-hand description of the scene. He talked separately with Hapes, neither player knowing at the time about the presence of the other in the house. Hapes is in his second year with the Giants, and he formerly played at the University of Mississippi. Both players were in tears as they admitted having been offered the bribes. The mayor was said to have been impressed with their statements that they had entered into no agreement not to do their best. They admitted their mistake in failing to report the offers. It is believed both players were offered in the neighborhood of $3,500 apiece to see that the Bears bettered the spread. Commissioner Bell has just announced that Hapes will not be permitted to play this afternoon, pending an investigation by the authorities. However, he is going to allow Filchock to play. Paris's punishment, should he be convicted of attempted bribery, is a felony punishable by 1 to 5 years imprisonment or a fine not exceeding $10,000. The Giants' other players did not learn of the bribe attempts until they were informed dramatically at breakfast this morning. They approached this title game also minus the services of Bill Paschal, their best ground-gaining fullback. With Paschal in the hospital as a result of a broken jaw received in the Redskin game last week. Hapes, who had contested the starting berth with Paschal for fullback, was slated to be their best bet on the ground this afternoon. For the moment, let's just forget the scandal. They've still got a game to play out here this afternoon, and we are nearing the opening kickoff. Here are the probable starting lineups. For the visiting Chicago Bears, at left end, Ed Sprinkle from Hardin-Simmons. The left tackle is Fred Davis of Temple. At left guard, Chuck Drulis out of the University of Washington. At center, Bulldog Turner from Hardin-Simmons. The right guard is Ray Bray of Western Michigan. At right tackle, Mike Jarmaluk out of Temple. And the right end is George Wilson, the 11-year veteran from Northwestern. So both Hardin-Simmons and Temple produced two starters in the Bear line. Veteran All-Pro Sid Luckman is at quarterback. He comes from Columbia. The left halfback is Dante McNaughty from St. Mary's. At right halfback will be Hugh Gallineau. He's out of the Dream 1940 backfield at Stanford. And the fullback is Bill Osmanski out of Holy Cross. And the Giants are expected to start at left end, Jim Poole from Mississippi. Left tackle, DeWitt Coulter. He's a dropout from West Point. At left guard, Bob Dobelstein of Tennessee. At center, Chet Gladchuk of Boston College. The right guard will be Lynn Younts of Oregon State. At right tackle, Jim White from Notre Dame. And the right end is Jim Lee Howell out of Arkansas. In the backfield at quarterback, Frank Filchock from Indiana. The left halfback, George Frank of Minnesota. The right halfback, Steve Filipowicz of Fordham. And the fullback will be Frank Reagan out of the University of Pennsylvania, and a very able backup for both Paschal and Hapes, I might add. Bears won the toss, and the Giants will kick off. Ken Strong boots the ball downfield, and it goes out of bounds. He'll have to kick again, this time from his own 35-yard line. Here comes Strong, boots the ball, hits it long downfield. Taken in by Bill Osmanski at the 12-yard line. He's at the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, and up to the 35-yard line. First and 10. Gallineau in motion. Ball given off to Osmanski, and Jim White pulls him down at the 27-yard line, a loss of 8 yards. On 2nd and 18, left halfback in motion. Pitch back to Osmanski. He carries up over the 30 and gets up to the 33-yard line, a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 12 from the Bear 33-yard line for Chicago. Man in motion to the right. Luckman took too much time. It's a 5-yard penalty against the Bears, and the ball will be set back to their, let's see, from the 33 back to the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 17. Luckman drops back to pass, throws downfield for Sprinkle. Threw behind him. Couldn't reach back and catch the ball, and it'll be 4th down. Luckman in punt formation, boots the ball. The ball hits down at the 37-yard line, and it goes out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 1st down for the Giants. Singling back to the left. Frank in motion. Philchok goes back to pass. Looks downfield, throws out to the right side at the 50-yard line over the head of Jim Lee Howell. He's 6'6", but not tall enough to get that one. Frank in motion again, takes a handoff from Philchok, goes around the right side, gets up to the 34-yard line, fumbles the ball, and it is going to be recovered by the Bears. It's recovered in there by Stuart Clarkson, the Bears center. So the Bears have the ball at the 32-yard line in Giant territory. Luckman gives off to McAfee, and now at right halfback, and George gets no gain. It's still at the 32-yard line on 2nd and 10. Luckman takes the snap, throws downfield for Sprinkle. He's got it at the 24, and he's down at the 23-yard line, a gain of 9. It'll be 3rd down and 1 yard to go. Ball given off this time to McAfee on a reverse play, and he gets down to the 21-yard line, a gain of 2. It's 1st down for the Bears at the 21-yard line, Giant territory. Luckman back to pass. He's looking downfield, throws down the middle, and between the goalposts, Kenny Cavanaugh makes the catch. It's a Bear touchdown. 6-0. Frank Masnicki boots the extra point. It's 7-0 Bears with 4.5 minutes gone in the 1st quarter. Masnicki will kick off for the Bears. He boots the ball to the 40-yard line, hits it over to the left side of the field. Down the far sidelines, Philchok goes back to get it at the 11. He's back to the 15. He gets up to the 20, tight ropes his way up to the 24 and out of bounds. On 1st down, singling back to the left, George Frank in motion. Frank Philchok hands off to Frank Reagan. We've got enough Franks in the Giant backfield to buy a ticket on the 50-yard line. Reagan is harassed by and corralled by Fred Davis, a loss of 2. Frank in motion again. They're going to wear him out. Philchok goes back to pass, goes off to the right sidelines, and throws the ball out of bounds. Aimed at Jim Poole, but he threw it away because George Wilson was about ready to tackle him. On 3rd and 12 from the 22, Reagan in short punt formation boots the ball. McAfee, not fooled at all, gets the ball at the 37 in Bear territory, gets up to the 40, goes out to the left side, tries to get around, but cannot do so, and Jim Lee Howell gets him at the 40-yard line, where it'll be the Bears' ball in their own territory, 1st and 10. McNaughty in motion, Luckman pitches back to McAfee. Jim Poole almost got him in the backfield for a loss, but he manages to scramble up to the 41-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and 9. Luckman takes the snap out of the T formation, fades to pass, throws down the middle, and it was over the head of McNaughty, who was open at the Giant 45. Luckman on 3rd down, fakes a pitch out, goes back to pass, and Lynn Younts nails him at the 30 and gets him down at the 26-yard line, a loss of 15. Bears will have to punt on 4th and long. Luckman kicks it out of there, kicks it down to the 38-yard line, bounces over the 35, down over the 30, and dead on the 27-yard line, a punt of 47 yards. On 1st down and 10 for the Giants from their own 27, this time flanker is right, and it's Frank, and he gets a handoff from Philchok and gets nailed by Jim Keene for a loss of 3 at the 24. On 2nd and 13, Philchok goes back to pass, and he's throwing out to the right side to Frank Leibel at the 45. It's incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 13 yards to go from the 24 for the Giants. 7-0 Bears. Back to pass goes Philchok. Sprinkle comes in, almost takes his head off, throws the ball down the middle. McNaughty intercepts at the 37. Donnie's at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and it's Bears 13-0. The Bears have scored again here in the 1st quarter. Masnicki kicks the extra point. It's good. It's 14-0 with 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the 1st quarter of play. Masnicki kicks off for the Bears. And there's a long kick downfield. George Frank catches it on the full run at the 20, and he comes up to the 31 where he's down at that point. First and 10 for the Giants, trailing now 14-0. Man in motion, Phil Chalk straightens up, unloads down the middle, Jim Poole at the 37, and he's down at the 41 by Bear captain Rudy Mucha, 10-yard gain. First and 10 for the 41, snap goes back to Phil Chalk, who goes up the middle. He's driven down by Bulldog Turner at the 43. I'm not sure he knew what hit him. There's a roughing penalty against the Bears. They march the ball down to the 44, first and 10 for the Giants. Frank Reagan takes the ball off the right side to the 45, the 40. Pat Preston pulls at it. Mike Jarmalik jars it loose. Picked up by Hugh Gallino. He's back to the 25. He comes back to the 30. And he gets up to the 35-yard line. And on a giant fumble, the Bears have the ball on their own 35-yard line. T formation, Gallino in motion. Lugman takes the ball and gives it off to McAfee on a scissors play, and he gets up to the 38, a gain of 3. Gallino is in motion again. Lugman fades to pass. He throws out to the right side to Sprinkle. He's jarred loose of the ball by Leibel, who picks it up and runs downfield, but to no avail as the ball is ruled incomplete. The Bears are going to be penalized back to their 23 for holding. So it'll be now, let's see, second down and 22 yards to go from the Bear 23-yard line for the Chicago Bears. Lugman fades to pass, looks downfield and throws long downfield for McNanny, and Phil Chalk almost intercepted it. It falls incomplete. It'll be third and 22 from the 23. Luckman again back to pass. Throws a flat pass out to McAfee, and he negotiates his way upfield and down by Steve Filipowicz at the 25. So it'll be fourth down and 20 from the 25, and Luckman has to boot it out of there. Not a particularly good punt. Hits on the 47 in Giant territory, rolls laterally and dies at the 48. 27-yard punt for Luckman. Giants take over on their own 48, and there is to the middle of the line. George Frank gains 2 yards, and then Phil Chalk passes to Jim Poole, who reached up and caught it at the 41 and was down at the 38 for a gain of 12. Phil Chalk again back to pass, and he throws out to the left side to Leibel. McAfee and the ball arrive simultaneously, and it's ruled incomplete. Reagan picked it up and went into the end zone to no avail. The next play saw the Giants score on a 38-yard pass play from Phil Chalk to Leibel, who caught it at the 2 and roared into the end zone to make it 14-6. Ken Strong's point after is good, and it's 14-7 with a minute and a half left in the first quarter of play. Strong kicks off. Long downfield to the 2-yard line to McAfee. He's got 5 men in front of him. He comes up over the 20, the 25, and down at the 26-yard line. On first and 10 for the 26, Luckman gives to Joe Osmanski, now in at fullback, and DeWitt Colder pulled him down at the 27, a gain of 1. There's a give to McLean. Scooter McLean goes to the 31, a gain of 4. On third and 5, the gun goes off, and at the end of the first quarter, the Bears lead 14-7. The second quarter begins with the Bears in possession at their 31. Magnetti in motion. Luckman straightens up, fires the ball to Jim Keene, who catches it, and he is horse-collared down by Hank Soar at the 39. A gain of 8 and a first down. On first and 10, Luckman goes back to pass. He throws to the near sidelines, and it goes in front of Keene. Incomplete. Howie Livingston defending. On second down, Luckman's pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage. On third and 10 from the 39, Magnetti in motion, and Luckman moving in the pocket. Throws, and it goes in and out of the hands of Jim Poole, who almost intercepted the ball. So it'll be fourth and 10 at the 39, and Luckman punts. The ball hits down at the 27, and Phil Chalk picks it up at the 23, goes left with the ball. Walt Stickle misses him, but Bulldog Turner has him and nails him at the 20-yard line. A punt of 38 yards for Luckman. On first down, Phil Chalk gives to Frank. Stu Clarkson submarines the interference, who is Steve Filipowicz, allowing George Wilson to make the tackle at the 23. On second down, Phil Chalk hands to Reagan, and nobody blocked Fred Davis, who puts him down for a 2-yard loss at the 21. Third and 9, short punt formation. Phil Chalk gets the ball and fades back to pass, going back to his 7-yard line, throws down the field for Jim Poole. He's got it at the 26, down in his tracks, a gain of 5, and that brings up a fourth and 4. They'll punt. Reagan's punt is off the side of his foot and out of bounds around the 40-yard line. He was run into by Walter Stickle, and the Bears will be penalized 15 yards for running into the kicker. They argue about it, but the referee marks it off anyway, so it's first down Philchock's first down pass is batted down by Chuck Drulis, aimed at Jim Poole. On 2nd and 10, snap goes back to Reagan. This time he hands off to Philchock, who'll run off the left side, and he gets all the way up to the 48-yard line, a gain of 7. So on 3rd and 3, Philchock in the pocket to pass. Throws flat-footed downfield for George Frank, 35 yards downfield. It's intercepted by Dante McNally at the 28. He heads for the far sidelines. He reverses his field and comes toward the near sidelines. He's over the 35, and he is down at the 37-yard line. On the left side of your screen, you can see Ray Bray elbow Frank Reagan in the head. Frank was carried off the field with a smashed nose and possible concussion. Another key loss in the already depleted Giant backfield. On 1st and 10, the Bears were penalized, back 5 yards to their 32. Gallino got a huge hold off the right side, and Dave Brown hit him down at the 38-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Bears at their own 38-yard line. Luckman gives to Gallino for a 3rd straight time, and he powers for 7 yards to the 45, but the Bears are penalized for holding back to their 25-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 22 at the 25. Luckman hands off to Don Perkins, who has a nice hole over the 30, stopped at the 33-yard line, a gain of 8. So it'll be 3rd and 14 from the 33. Perkins in motion. Luckman goes back to pass, and he throws long downfield, and it is caught by King Cavanaugh. Beautiful catch, and he's down at the Giant 25, a gain of 42 yards. Hank Soar stands over him. On 1st and 10 from the 25, Perkins is stopped for no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 25. Luckman hands off to McAfee, who comes left, and he's going to stop and throw the ball towards the end zone, and it goes off the shoulder pads of Cavanaugh. It might have been deflected by Hank Soar, but anyway, it was incomplete. On 3rd and 10, Luckman back to pass. He throws out to the right side. He's got a couple of men down there and overthrows everybody. So it'll be 4th down, and Masnicki will try a 33-yard field goal. It is downfield, but not far enough, and taken in by Philchock at the 6. He is at the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, and he's down at the 32. 1st down for the Giants at that point. On 1st down, Philchock fades back to pass, gets good protection, and he throws downfield for Leibel, and McAfee cuts in front of him, intercepts at the 47, gets leveled at the 50, gets back up, and gets pushed out of bounds at the 45. 3rd interception of the day for Chicago. On 1st down, Joe Osmanski gets a yard to the 44. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Turner snaps to Luckman, who fades to pass, throws out to the right side, and it goes off the hands of Jim Keane. Incomplete. Bears leading 14-7, 6 minutes to go till halftime. On 3rd and 9, Luckman retreats to pass, and he throws over the head of the intended receiver. So it'll be 4th down, and Luckman will be forced to punt. He does so. It's taken on the run by Philchock at the 19, and Walter Lamb, Joe Osmanski, and Walt Stickle hit him at that point. On 1st and 10, ball snapped back to Philchock, and he drives up to the 26-yard line, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3. Philchock off the right side again, this time to the 28. It'll be 3rd and 1 at the 28, trailing 14-7. George Frank gets a direct snap from Gladchuck and goes up the middle to the 29. They measure, and it's a 1st down. On 1st and 10, Philchock takes a snap, and in on him is George Wilson before he can even get moving. A 7-yard loss back at the 22. On 2nd and 17, Philchock hands off to Frank, and Frank comes outside towards the near sidelines, gets hemmed in, gets away, gets to the 30, to the 35, away from another man, the 40, the 45, the 50, the 45, and down at the 42-yard line, down by Gallino and McAfee after a brilliant run of 36 yards. You saw Jim White level Gallino, and the Giants are going to be penalized 15 yards for that infraction. More importantly, George Frank is hurt, and it would appear that it is his shoulder. It may be separated. Philchock joining the backfield now by Filipowicz, Gargone, and Livingston. Not exactly what Coach Steve Owen had in mind going into this title game. Filipowicz gained 3 to the 47, and Philchock threw out to Gargone, and he is down at the 45, a loss of 2. And on 3rd and 9 from the 45, Philchock goes back to pass, throws to Poole at the 48 in Bear territory, and he gets down to the Bear 43, brought down by Drulis, a gain of 12. On 1st and 10 from the 43, Philchock throwing for Livingston, over his head, and intercepted by McAfee at the 21, and he comes back to the 27-yard line, hit down by Poole. Interception number 4 for the Bears today. The Giants were offside, and so it's 1st and 5. A minute left in the half. A flat pass goes out to McAfee. He's got it to 35, he's at the 40, the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, cuts inside at the 35, and is dragged down by Hank Soar at the 31-yard line. A run of 37 yards. Another great play today. On 1st and 10, 30 seconds left in the half. Luckman going back to pass, plenty of time. Throws downfield for Kavanaugh near the goal line, intercepted by Livingston. And Soar was there too, so it'll be 1st down for the Giants at their 2. Filchak sneaks. The clock winds down. There's 1 second left. And the gun goes off, and the players on both sides walk slowly toward the dressing room. Very much deserving the rest after a hard-played first half with the Bears leading 14-7. The Giants begin the second half knowing that their 4 best runners, Paschal, Hapes, Reagan, and Frank, are all unavailable to Coach Owen. And Coach Hallis's Monsters of the Midway lead at half 14-7. Strong kicks off for the Giants to begin the second half, and it's brought back to the 28-yard line. On 1st down and 10 from the 28, Osmanski is given the ball, and he loses a yard to the 27. Tex Calder brings him down. 2nd and 11 from the 27. And the ball is handed off to Hugh Gallino, and he gets up to the 29-yard line. A gain of 2. On 3rd and 9 from the 29, you expect to pass. Luckman instead hands off to Bill Osmanski. He gets a momentary hole, hit by DiFilippo. Hit again by Livingston, fumbles. Followed on by Jim Lee Howell. He rolls over, gets up, starts downfield. Hit down by Wilson and others at the 27-yard line. A big break for the underdogs, trailing 14-7 on 1st and 10 from the 27. Filchak gives to Livingston, who is cut down by Sprinkle at the 25, crawls forward to the 22. The Bears will be penalized half the distance to the goal line for unnecessary roughness as Livingston was roughed up in the pileup. Filchak carries from the 11 down to the 10. It'll be 2nd down and 9 yards to go. Filchak again plunges off the right side to the 5-yard line. On 3rd down, Filchak threw to Steve Filipowicz for a touchdown. And Strong's extra point was good to tie it up at 14. Although he has been intercepted 4 times, Filchak is playing a flat-out Hall of Fame game. Nobody doubts his courage and effort today, least of all the Bears. Strong's kickoff with just under 4 minutes gone in the 3rd quarter is taken 2 yards deep in the end zone and run back out to the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 24 for the Bears. Gallino in motion. Joe and Bill Osmanski are behind Luckman. There's a give to Bill, and he drives forward to the 30, a gain of 6. Luckman hands off to Gallino. It gets up to the 33, a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 33, and Luckman can't find anybody to hand off to, so he carries it himself and barely gets the 1st down at the 34. White and Gorgon make the tackle. On 1st and 10 from the 34, handoff goes to Bill Osmanski, who drives up the middle, stopped after a short gain. Holding is called against the Bears. Sets the ball back to their 25-yard line. The Bears are shooting themselves in the foot here in the 3rd quarter. There's Luckman handing off to Osmanski. Joe Osmanski this time, delay, runs over the 30, the 35, and he is down at the 37, a gain of 12. On 3rd down, Luckman goes back to throw the ball. He throws out to the side. A short pass to McAfee, a shoestring catch at the 42, short of the 1st down. And it'll be 4th down and 2 yards to go for the Bears from their own 42-yard line. Luckman in punt formation, spirals it out of there, hits it down to the 7-yard line where Filchak has it, comes back to the 12-yard line. A punt of 51 yards for Sid Luckman, score tied 14-14 in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Giants from their own 12, deep in their own territory. Filchak gives to Livingston, and he bobs and weaves his way over the 15, met by McAfee at the 19, a gain of 7. On 2nd and 3, Filchak calling signals. This time gets the ball, fakes to Livingston, gives up to Filipowicz, and Steve plunges over the 20, stopped short of the 22 by Drulis and others. Filchak drives up the middle and gets his 1st down just over the 22. On 1st down from the 22, Filchak again, the same play, same result. Got about a yard. It'll be 2nd down, 9 yards to go at the 23. And this time Filchak gives to Filipowicz. He gets another yard. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 24. The ball will snap back to Filchak. He gives off to Livingston, and the line play is vicious on both sides. No gain. On 4th down, the 3 best Giant punters are out of the game, those being Hapes, Reagan, and Frank. And that leaves it up to Livingston. He'll punt the ball downfield, and it hits on the Bear 37, goes out of bounds at the 35, a punt of 41 yards. A nice punt for Howie. They put the ball on the 34. Luckman hands off to Joe Osmanski, the younger of the two Osmanskis, both having graduated from Holy Cross. Joe is 27, Bill 29. Joe met by an entourage of Giant players at the 35. Gain of 1, so it's 2nd down and 9. Luckman throws. McLean's in the open downfield at the 40-yard line. Giant territory, overthrown. On 3rd and 9. Back to pass again goes Luckman. Jack Meade, the defensive end, taken out by McAfee, and here's the throw to the sidelines to Jim Keene over his head. Keene, the 215-pounder from the University of Iowa. Luckman on 4th down punts the ball, and guess who's going to be underneath it at the 27-yard line? Frank Filchuk. Walter Lamb plants him in his place, in his tracks, right down at that point, a punt of 38 yards. New York has assessed a clipping penalty, half the distance to the goal, back to the 13-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 13. Filchuk hands off to Livingston. The former Fullerton JC halfback runs for 9 yards, pushed out of bounds by McLean at the 22. On 2nd and 1 from the 22. Filipowicz up the middle. Gets 2 hard yards down by Clarkson and Wilson at the 24, but it's 1st down. At the 24, Filipowicz gets the handoff, goes left. Mike Dromalak is the first one to hit him down, and he's down at the 25. On 2nd and 9 from the 25, ball snapped to the short man, Filchuk, and he gives to Filipowicz again, and George Wilson helps pull him down at the 27. It's 3rd and 7 from the 27. Filchuk will pass. 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Chased out of the pocket by Dromalak, throws left in the open. Filipowicz at the 40, at the 45, the 50, the 45, the 40, the 36-yard line, pushed out of bounds by McAfee. A gain of 37 yards. The Giants threaten to go ahead. Filchuk up the middle for 2, but the Giants are going to be penalized for holding. And the way Jim White is talking to one of the officials on the way back, it may have been him committing the infraction. 1st and 22 from the 48. Here comes Livingston to the right. He fakes a pass. He turns upfield, and Clarkson nails him at the 45. So it'll be 2nd down and 19 at the 45. Filchuk back to pass, and he throws out to the left side. Leibel being guarded by Gallineau, but he could have caught it. It was off his fingertips. A beautiful pass by Filchuk. So it's 3rd and 19 from the 45. Filchuk retreats to his own 45. Throws toward Livingston at the Bear 40. He is jarred loose of the ball by Chuck Drulis, 215-pounder from Temple. Incomplete. On 4th down, Livingston still probably feeling the effects of the hit. Punts off the side of his foot, and it goes out of bounds at the Bear 31, a punt of only 14 yards. There are 15 seconds left in the quarter. The play of the Giants, and in particular Frank Filchuk, is amazing this afternoon. They were significant underdogs to start the game, and now they play without their 4 top runners and with a quarterback under suspicion who probably hasn't slept since Friday. Under all this pressure, Filchuk still has his team in position to win. McLean went 3 yards on 1st down, and the gun sounded, sending us to the 4th quarter with a score tied at 14. On the first play of the final period, Luckman has 3 men behind him in the Shaughnessy T. Gives the left halfback Ray McLean, cut down by Lou DiFilippo for no gain. On 3rd and 7, no more textbook T. George McAfee flanked out to the right. Luckman throws, and McAfee has it at the 42, the 45. He's at the 50, and he is pushed out of bounds by Steve Filipowicz at the Giant 48, a gain of 18 and a 1st down. Walter Stickle jumps offside, the right tackle of the Bears, and the Bears will be penalized back to their 47-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 from that point. Again, a straight T. Giants at a 6-2-2-1. McAfee gets away from 2 men, but DeWitt Tex Colder plants him down for a yard loss. The Bears have not executed well from that formation. It's 2nd and 16 from the 46. Luckman fades to pass. Good protection, and he throws downfield for Keene. He makes a sensational catch with Giants on every side of him at the 42, a gain of 12. Look at the bottom of your screen at the Giant defender pointing at Kavanaugh, who must have done something wrong on the play. Meanwhile, 3rd and 4 the 42, and Osmanski comes around the right side, gets down to the 34-yard line, hit down by Dave Brown. It's 1st down. Luckman retreats to pass. He is looking, he is throwing long downfield, and he overthrows McLean and defender Dave Brown. A 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness called against the Giants, and Hank Soar is protesting. Jim Poole was injured on the play, replaced by Don McCafferty. Luckman fakes to McAfee, cuts inside of McCafferty. He's going to run the ball. He's at the 15, he's at the 10, bowls his way down to the 5 and into the end zone. It's a touchdown for the Bears. First time today, I believe he's run the ball, and he goes 19 yards for a touchdown. Masnicki's extra point is good, and 2:35 gone in the 4th quarter. It's 21-14. George Halas's Bears are by numbers wearing down their depleted opponents, and the Giants are going to have to gut it out. Let's see if they can. Masnicki's kickoff is taken by an up man, and if you can figure out who has the ball, you get the brass ring. Whoever got it brought it back to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Giants in their own territory. Philchok gets the snap, goes back to pass, throws down the middle to Jack Doolan, a late replacement, and he drops the ball, kicks at the dirt. Maybe he should take up punting. The Giants are in need. On 2nd and 10, Philchok gives to Doolan on a wingback reverse, and he is down at the 37-yard line, a gain of 4. On 3rd and 6, Philchok gets the snap, fades to pass. He throws out to the left. It's intercepted by Bulldog Turner right in his hands. He's down to the 35, cuts inside, eludes Coulter, gets down to the 25 and over the 25 and the 23, down by Chet Gladchuk. Frank's 5th interception of the day. The Bears trying to go for it, maybe all on 1st down. Yes, Luckman throws long downfield, and he reciprocates right in the hands of a Giant. Howie Livingston got it at the 3, brings it back to the 13, where he's brought down by Walter Stickle. So it's 1st down for the Giants on their own 13-yard line, trailing 21-14. Philchok up the middle, goes 2 to the 15. It's 2nd and 8 at the 15. Philchok fades to pass, and he throws long down the middle, and it is to Jack Mead, and it's off his hands at the 40. Well defended by the M&M boys, McLean and McAfee. Philchok is back, and he is flushed out of the pocket on 3rd and 8. He's coming to the left side, and he throws to Doolan at the 20. Doolan gets to the 25, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 26. Got 11 yards and a 1st down. 1st and 10 from the 26. And Philchok again going back to pass, throws a screen pass, falls incomplete. Philchok throwing on almost every down now, and he is bulldogged down by Ed Sprinkle. Almost took his head off, a loss of 11 on 3rd and 21. The Giants elect to punt. Lynn Younts will do the honors this time, puts the ball up in the air, and it is taken in by McAfee at the 45. He's down to the 40. He is out of bounds at the 37. Walked out of bounds all on his own. Wasn't pushed out. Half the quarter is gone, and the Bears have the ball with a 7-point lead. Gallardo back in the game. Crashes off the left side for 7. DiFilippo shoestrings him down. On 2nd down, Joe Osmanski up the middle for 1. DiFilippo again on the tackle. On 3rd and 2 from the 29, McLean, Osmanski, and Gallardo behind Luckman. Sid handed off to Osmanski, and Joe drove down for a 1st down to the 26. McCafferty eluded Gallardo's block to make the tackle. On 1st and 10 from the 26, McLean gets a yard, stopped by Younts. It's 2nd and 9 from the 25, and Gallardo up the middle, and Younts rides him down. The Giants are digging in. It's 3rd and 8 from the 24. Luckman hands off on a delay to Osmanski. He gets a hold. DiFilippo fights off a block, and submarines Joe at the 19. Frank Masnicki will try a 26-yard field goal on 4th and 3. The snap back is to Luckman. The kick is in the air, and the kick is good. And the Bears are leading 24-14 with 5:16 left in the game. Masnicki's long kickoff downfield is taken over the shoulder by Philchok at the 10. And he zigzags his way up to the 20, up over the 20, and to the 22-yard line. It's put up or shut up time now for the Giants. And 1st and 10 from the 22. Philchok takes the ball, gets to the 25, loses a couple of men at the 30, 35, 40, drags men up to the 42-yard line. What in the world is keeping that guy going today? On 1st and 10, Philchok calls on Filipowicz, who goes off the left side to the 45, a gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7. And the snap goes back to Philchok. He's rolling right. He's being chased by Fred Davis. And he throws long downfield aimed at Jack Mead. Intercepted by Luckman, who leaped up to make the interception. And he muscles his way back up to the 34-yard line. That's Philchok's 6th interception of the day. And with 3 minutes left, there are some fans beginning to file out. But what a battle the Giants put up today against really insurmountable odds. And for those of you that question Philchok's play, and in particular his 6 interceptions today, just ask yourself one simple question. What would the score have been had Philchok not played? Bill Osmanski carried 3 straight times to the 46 for a 1st down. It's 1st and 10 from the 46, a little bit better than a minute to go. A fumble by Osmanski. It gets up to the 48-yard line after picking it up. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 48 for the Bears, and they don't really care. They're just running the clock out. McAfee goes for a yard at the 49. On 3rd and 7, with less than a minute to go, Osmanski up the middle. He gains a yard to midfield, and it'll now be 4th and 6. Only seconds left. Final play of the game. And Luckman keeps the ball, and he is hit for no gain. And you see the gun go off. There's no celebration. Too tired to celebrate. And so ends a classic NFL title game with the Bears winning 24-14.